What's up guys, Matt here coming at you with another quick video. Today we're going to take this completely stock deadbolt besides these plus 4mm axles we put on, and we're going to install these FCX portals on there and see how they run with the stock electronics, because everybody was curious how it would do on a stock truck, and it's a little more fair comparison. Yeah, a lot of people saying it wasn't fair to compare this $600-700 build to a stock FCX24. And I mentioned in the video that I wasn't doing that at all. Anyways, it is definitely going to be interesting to see how these stock electronics work, because if you don't know, with these worm gears in here, it really helps this thing be able to slow crawl and hold itself back on, you know, steep hills and stuff. So if we take that away with just these ring and pinion gears in these axles, I'm not real sure how it's going to do. So that's what we're here for. We're going to find out. All right, so we have both trucks on 2S, dead up stock, both running the FCX24 axles, portals. So we're going to run this in low, and this of course just in its only gearing. See how that is. Then we will switch to high. Okay. So that's the first time I've done that, so there's really no point in even doing that race. Okay, now we're in high with the FCX24. So I'm gonna back up here, give them a little bit farther to run. 3, 2, 1. Almost exactly the same. So basically the same exact speed. Let's go see how this crawls a little bit. So the low speed is not very good with stock electronics. I think you can see, you can hear it, and it's not really wanting to pull. Don't get a full hold. I am almost full throttle right here, and we're doing nothing. I am full throttle right there, and it's not moving. So definitely does not work, guys. You can see here, it will not pull that. And now it won't do anything. So I don't know if we just burnt the motor up or what, but we have zero throttle. All right, guys, so I shot this big long video showing how I did this and everything, so if it worked out, you guys would know exactly what was involved to make it work. It didn't really work out well anyways. One last disclaimer here. This does not work well with the stock truck. Yes, you can make it work. I promise you can make it work, because I could make it work, but I want to show the actual result of putting these on a stock truck. You can see, first off, this thing looks like a monster truck. The shocks are not settling at all. So we could do a little work with that. But the biggest issue is the binding we're getting in here. I pulled the shocks off up here, and we still have loads of binding. So unless you want to remove all the ball studs and have a lot of slop in there, you're probably going to want to run some, you know, different links, kind of like these maybe, and just take the ball studs out on one end. It just seems to work better. But yeah, there's up here, the servo is wanting to hit the bumper. You know, again, we can move the bumper, we can fix this, we can trim it, but there's just a lot of things that don't work out well to to straight swap this. So I just want you guys to know that. Here, I feel like part of the reason on this truck why we are so tight in the front is these super short links on the deadbolt in the front, because it widens these out a little bit. Kind of the same issue I had running the Super 8s. When I put those on, they kind of widen your spread on your links here also, and it made it everything tight. I think the biggest part of the problem is with the stock skid. Hopefully you can see where your ear comes off the skid up here for your upper link, this little tab. Your links, because they're spread out on here, bottom out on that. And see, unlike the cheat code, your upper links mount up top there, so all that's free and clear. So honestly, you could cut that ear off and just run this screw through here and put one of those little nuts on the backside. Instead of bolting onto the skid, just bolt it to the frame basically. But I'm gonna leave it for now. I just wanna see how these axles run on this truck. It will compress, but it's still kind of tight. So, I don't know, with the stock chassis, it's not near as clean of an install. It seems like we have the servo is going to be hitting a lot more. We'll have to see. Whereas on this, you know, the rails stop pretty short there, so we got plenty of room. I don't know. It's not going together as clean as I had hoped on the stock chassis. So this may be more of a modded chassis kind of fit. Okay, so your stock wheels are not going to work either. You will need a hex from the FCX24, and like I said, I've ordered some that I think are going to work for us. I don't want to recommend them until I know for sure yet, but once you put that hex on, these stock wheels rub the portal cover. There's lots of binding, lots of issues. It's not a good fit. And you've seen all of the footage I got with this. I drag raced in low, and then in high, and then I tried to crawl with this. And 2 seconds in of crawling, the motor just burnt up. It was really hot. The ESC got a little warm and was done for. Hopefully we didn't kill the ESC. I haven't even tested it to see yet, but whatever. We'll upgrade this thing anyways. But I was trying to keep this kind of a stock truck for testing. Anyways, my point is, this is not a good swap, okay? And, you know, I know that it worked really, really well for this truck, and I absolutely love how this thing is driving now. And, you know, I had somebody saying, like, well, I'm just an Axial fanboy. I've already switched back to the SCX24. I never really liked these to start with. But that's not the case. Like, I love this so much that I want to make this better. Does that make sense? Because I got these trucks, and I'll be honest with you, doing what I did right here, throwing wheels and tires on it, I did not want to even touch these SCX24s. I was enjoying this truck so much with the 2-speed, you know, having that wheel speed and being able to slow crawl and just enjoying it so much that I didn't even want to drive these. This is a completely modded out build, and it was so slow compared to this that I didn't even want to drive it. So to me, I didn't want to have all these SCX24s sitting around that I have thousands of dollars in and then be useless because I love this truck so much. But so that's the only reason I even tried that, you know, and I thought a lot of people would want to know if it worked. So it's not that, like, I'm going back to the SCX24. I would have never even told you how good this was to start with if I was just an Axial fanboy. So get out of here with that, for one. This truck is good. It's really good. Out of the box, the best 24 scale we've had, period. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care who it's made by. It's just better. And it maybe, you know, people say it's 18 scale. Look, I misplaced the links. I printed these and didn't even switch the other one yet. Squirrel. But It's really good. The electronics work, man, they're awesome. You have the adjustable like drag brake. You can turn it off so when you're in high, you can turn it on when you're crawling. So many good options. You can turn your lights off and on. Like, they give us 4 channels. All these, it's unbelievable. And it was so good that it made me want to make these better. It is what it is. Sorry for the long rant. I just wanted to cut out all the install stuff and just tell you guys this is a no-go. It don't work. So if you have any questions or you want to fuss at me because you bought FCX24 Axles for an SCX24 build, like, you can make it work. You're going to need some better electronics, though. It's not really going to work on the stock stuff, and you're probably really going to want to change the chassis. Possibly you could make that all work, no problem, but the electronics you're gonna have to have. So yeah, there's no contest between this and this. There's as much or more in electronics in this than there is this entire truck, which is nuts because this is basically just as good. So that just tells you how good this is. It's not I'm trying to put this down and go back to the SCX24. Like, I don't care. I like them all. I'm just trying to make them better. So you guys let me know what you think. Sorry this was kind of a long video and there was nothing good to it, but sometimes things don't pan out, and that's what I'm here to just hopefully save you guys some time, because it took me like a good 2 hours probably to do all this switching and testing and everything, and then it's for nothing. Now I got to go switch these axles back. So I appreciate everybody that watches. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell, and we've got plenty more coming. Peace.